Hello guys and gals, looking to make a puts entry here. I'm gonna try to jump in here to $1.32. Man, it's just running away from me. I'm gonna cancel this order because most of this move's already done. I started seeing this when it was about here, but I wanted to get the recording software running, and by the time I got it running, it was already down to here, and I tried to jump in. I'll look and see if we get another entry here. Not overly concerned with getting an entry today. I have quite a few things on my to-do list today, and as you know, yesterday wasn't a very good day. I had 2 losses and 1 win yesterday. I recorded the second loss live. The first loss was right at the open. I was expecting a move to the upside, and we dropped a little bit. For a lot of traders, they would have been okay, would have stayed in, but that's the risk when you play close expirations. They move really quick, but that's what I like about them, because I can get in and get out and make a quick hit. The second one, kind of the same thing. You saw that one live. I explained that one to you. I made a third one later. It was actually a puts trade. I can't remember the exact setup, so I'm not going to be able to walk you through it here, but I did make a puts trade a little bit later, and I think I got about 6.5% on it. Wasn't big. It wasn't enough to cover my 2 losses, so I ended up with a red day yesterday. But you'll have those days, and like I said, anybody that tells you that they don't have red days or don't have losses, they're lying to you. So I try to be as transparent as possible. I'll be honest, my losses yesterday wiped out my gains that I had Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, so I'm actually red for the week. Not by much, but just barely. And that's kind of one of the pitfalls of taking small wins, because your small wins, and actually my losses, I wouldn't have let them get as big as they did yesterday. I didn't do that by design. The problem was they were just moving so quick that by the time I hit the sell market button, they were already down. I'd lose another 5% just after I hit that button. So it's kind of what it is. But it sucks. Let's see if I can get a win here today. Maybe make that money back. I actually was looking for a red day today, and we still might get it. We're up decently today, roughly 12 points on the S&P or the spot ES minis. But that's a pretty good green day. But I still, we're top heavy. The last 2 days candles. Yesterday was a doji. The day before had a long wick. We're just not. Okay, I just got filled at $1.32. We're just not getting good. Not getting real good indicators pointing to the upside. We're near a recent high. Actually, I think it was yesterday was a recent high. We broke a recent high, and we didn't really sustain it. And with the candles we had, it just kind of shows weakness in the market. We're really top heavy, so we either consolidate at these levels for a few days or we pull back. I just don't see us running up. And I'd be okay with either one, consolidate or pull back, one or the other. If we consolidate, then great, we'll consolidate for a few days and run higher. And everybody likes when the market goes up. The 401s are looking better, and people's retirement plans and pension funds. So everybody likes when the market goes up. So if we consolidate for a few days and then run up, I'm okay with that too. Myself, I think I'd rather see a couple of days of pullback, so I have the opportunity to make some money on the pullbacks. There are options available out there where you can play consolidation and you can play no movement, but I don't play those. I'm not that knowledgeable with them, and I just don't just don't play them. So and just so I went in with 3 contracts here at $1.32 each. So I'm in for about $400. The Fridays I generally play a little bit lighter just because it's the end of the week. I don't want to have a really bad. I don't want to have a bad Friday. It kind of ruins the tone for the weekend, because then you close out Friday and you're upset, and not upset. You're just like, well, what could I have done different? So I try to keep Fridays a little bit lighter. I'd make a trade, and if I don't make money on it, if it's a bad trade, it's not enough that it really affects me over the weekend. So since I have 3 contracts, we'll see how it plays out. But I'd probably sell one, and then sell one close to this 200 simple moving average line. Maybe sell 2. I'll probably sell 2 at this level, right around just under 281. I'll sell 2. Probably should have actually sold 2 right there, but I'll sell 2 when we get down about here, about 280, 94, 93, and hold the other one and see either break even, or if we drop below the 200. If we drop below the 200, I could see us coming down to, probably coming down at least to here. So we'll see how it goes. I'm in at $1.32. The bid right now is $1.34. So right now, so far, I'm okay. I'm in good shape. These, like I said, these are small plays, but if I can get 20 bucks out of it, I get 20 bucks out of it. When I was doing my paper trade account, I was actually doing $20, $30 wins 3-4 times a day. That's how I didn't take big wins. I took small wins, but I was doing 3 or 4 a day. I was up about $100 a day. Some days would be better, but I think my biggest day paper trading was maybe $100 win, $100 up for the day. It wasn't big. Like I said, I took it from 2,000 to 7,000 in just over 2 months. It doesn't really move much now because I'm not really trading it. It's actually looking pretty bad today. The SMH that I have, it took a beating. But that's why it's a paper trade account, so you can do that stuff and it doesn't hurt you. I tried out the credit spreads and it just didn't work out on that particular one. So we're getting down close to a level where I'd probably think about selling one at about $1.40. Let's see where we get to. Let's go $1.39 for one of them. See if we can get down. And this 10 EMA here is going to offer a little bit of support too. So, and this isn't real accurate. It's doesn't mean it has to get to this level for it to sell. It's just an approximation based on probably some algorithms or mathematical computations that they do. But I'm going to raise that to $1.38 just because I kind of wanted to see a quick flush down. So I have an order in to sell one at $1.38, and I might regret not letting 2 of these go here. But let's see what it does. So I'm actually, the bid right now is $1.30, so I'd actually be in the hole right now if I did a market sell. I'm looking for the push down. I don't like these long tails here. Long tails are generally a little bit bearish or bullish. I cancel this order and get ready to do a market sell to bail out completely if we start to pop back up, because we have a bearish engulfing here in the 10-minute. Pretty nice size one, but it follows following a smaller green candle. So when it's followed a smaller green candle, it's not as effective. If you have a big green candle followed by a bigger red candle for bearish engulfing, that's a little bit stronger signal. When you have a small green followed by a red green, it's not quite as effective. But nonetheless, we're fluttering right around the 281 level here. We need to drop this, lose this 281. I think if we lose the 281, we can drop another 10 cents down to that 280.90 level, and that would be ideally where I'd look to get out. We're showing it, almost showing a hammer. There's a hammer right there. I don't like to see that when I'm in puts, but and I know this wasn't the best entry. I didn't enter till we were way down here. I would have rather have got in closer to here, but it is what it is. That's why I went in with 3 contracts, a little bit lighter. I thought, I was kind of thinking we'd come down to that 200 simple moving average. You know, we come down to there, I'd get out for halfway decent profit, at least get out of 2 of them, and it'd be halfway decent profit. You see that the stochastics are all pointing down a little bit early on the 10-minute, but the 3 and 5-minute are both pointing down pretty decently. So let this ride out and see where we go. The bid right now is $1.27, so I'd be looking at $5 per contract loss right now. It's a $15 loss. Yeah, I don't like that big pop there. We're showing a bullish engulfing on the 5-minute now. Again, followed by a small red, which is the same thing I just explained for the bearish engulfing. But I don't like the long tails. So I didn't do anything at the open here. You know, I was looking for a pullback, and it shot up. I was expecting a red day, and it shot up, so I just kind of sat and did nothing. Just watched it. But I do have to leave here shortly, so I may bail out of this trade just due to the fact that I can't sit and watch it and not at so much that it's going against me, although I'm not liking the house looking right now. If we pop up above yesterday's close, then I will bail. But kind of hoping we get some selling pressure coming in here. Bid's at $1.24, so I'd be down $24 right now if I bailed out right now. I think for the week I'm down $40, so it sucks, but it's you're gonna have losses. You just got to manage them. You can't just hold on to them just hoping, especially with the options, because with theta, time decay, expiration, there's no way on earth I would hold these over the weekend. They expire Monday. We'd have to drop huge, I mean enormous drop Monday for these to be worth anything with the time decay, especially for a weekend. As unfair as it seems, time decay also accumulates on weekends when the market's closed. Not sure why, and it probably shouldn't, but I don't make the rules. So we're getting up, man, we're getting up to yesterday's close here. Let's see what we do here. Hoping to see some selling pressure. I don't like that the stochastics curled back up. I'm thinking I'm most likely going to sell these for a loss. Bids at $1.22 right now. I think we either pull back or we get a good big green pop here, up over today's high. It's either going to pop big or we're going to pull back. You watch it enough, you'll see some price action, and you'll start to see the kind of behavior. And After watching it for a while, you kind of see um, when a big move's about to go. You can see things that the price just flutters around like up and down, real quick movements, and you know something's going to happen. And that's how I make money on a few of my trades, quite a few of my trades. I see that action depending on how the chart looks, kind of um, with a fairly high percentage, kind of guess which way it's going to go. But that doesn't happen that often. You only see that a few times a week, or I only catch it at least. I can't watch it full time, so I'm actually off work today. But I have some places I have to go, so I won't be watching it all day anyway. Let's see if we need a pullback here. See some selling pressure. Yeah, it's not looking good here. Let's see what happens with this pivot. I got my finger on the button here. Need these sellers to come in. Where's the bears at? Bring on the bears. Yeah, see, there's that big pop. Yep, I just called that. I got my sell order in to get out, and it's not selling. Got my market order to sell. It's not filling. Why is my market order not filling? Yeah, I'm not liking that. There, it just sold. Yeah. See, I called that. I was kind of thinking we'd get a really big pop there. Either way, we're going to pull back or we're going to get a big pop. And there was that big pop. Like I said, you watch it enough, you can see some indications that something's happening. I probably should have bailed out when I saw that coming, because I kind of thought it was going to pop to the upside. I had trouble getting out with a market fill. That wasn't fun. I ended up getting out at 97 from $1.32. I think it was $1.32. Let me see, dollar. I got in at $1.32 down to 97. So that was a bigger loss than I was wanting to take, but my market order just wouldn't fill. Which is pretty unusual for SPY, because usually they'll fill pretty quickly. But that pop was just too quick. Like I said, you watch it enough, and that's one reason why I focus on SPY. I've learned that when I focus on one thing, I can watch it really closely. I can kind of learn its tendencies and kind of see what it's doing, and it's patterns repeat themselves. And when you have that price action that's real quick, bouncing back and forth, up and down, real quick. In my mind, that tells me algos are starting to trigger, and they're getting ready. Different companies are going to have different algorithms, but in my mind, and I might be wrong, but that's what I think it is. I think it's some companies, their algorithms are just starting to kick in, and then when it broke that pivot, everybody else has kicked in, and that's it. It took off. Not saying that was algorithms, maybe it wasn't, but something happened there. We got a big volume spike. We had 1.5 million volume on that candle compared to 146,000 the candle before. So we had 10 times the volume come in on that one candle, and that was a 3-minute candle. You look at the 5-minute candle with 1.2 million compared to 300,000 on the one before. So we had 4 times, so 400% increase in volume in one 5-minute candle. Something happened. I don't think that was floor traders. Definitely wasn't retail. So I just think that in my mind, I just think that was an algorithm that kicked in, and you see that quick price action where it flutters, and it's not real sure which way it's going to go. A lot of times it'll continue on the direction it was already going. So yeah, that sucks. It bit me. So I have 4 wins this week, 3 losses. I'm probably done for the day because I got to leave here in a couple of minutes. 4 wins and 3 losses. Definitely not one of my better weeks. But hey, I'm here to show you that you can learn more from a loss than you do from a win. So when you see that, you go back and watch this replay, you can see like this candle here, it started, I think it was this one, it started to flutter, and then here you started seeing some quick twitching. And when you see that quick twitching, it just usually takes off in the direction it's already going. But I just happened to be on the wrong side of that one, and I should have bailed out when I saw that twitching, because that's usually it goes in the same direction it's already heading. Usually it's anticipating it's going to break. What I'm guessing is some algorithms are set to trigger when it broke yesterday's close, and then there were more that were set to trigger when it broke the pivot. And it started it when it was right here breaking the close. You could see some algorithms kicking in, and then once it hit here, they just all triggered, and it took off. Not only that, but it was a high of day. You see the pre-market high was at the pivot, so we broke the pre-market high and the high of day and yesterday's close almost all at about the same time. So yeah, it's kind of you would kind of think that it's going to trigger some algorithms here. But that's today's video. Sorry I wasn't on the right side of that one, and you see that we had a bullish engulfing, and maybe that's what did it. This might have got the ball rolling here. We had a bullish engulfing coming off close to the support level. I probably should have saw that. I probably should have saw, if we would have came down and actually touched this pivot or this support level, I probably would have actually been out of 2 of them by then. But at that point, along with a bullish engulfing, I would have said, something, I don't like this. But it didn't quite come down to what I thought it would. It did come down to the 10 EMA. But I didn't like that. Like I said, it's hard to explain it. When you watch a stock enough, you'll start to see that, like I was calling for, and I said it's either going to pull back or we're going to get a big pop, and you start to see that after you watch it a while. When I used to watch 10 different stocks, I would never catch that because I was so busy jumping back and forth from chart to chart. I'd never see those little finite movements. Now that I pretty much just watch SPY, I started noticing that stuff. And when it's hard to explain. It's not really like a twitching. I don't know. It's just I've called it more than once. This wasn't. I'm not going to say that was a lucky call, because I don't know. You sense it. You see it. You do it enough, you'll see that. I got to cut this off because I do have to take this call. But that's it for today. See you Monday.